Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lauren, and today I want to show you what I have in my propagation boxes and what type of things you can use around your home to help you propagate your plants. What you're going to need first is some type of container to put your cuttings in, whether it be a big tote, a smaller size Tupperware container, or even repurposed things such as cupcake containers or vegetable containers to put your plants in. What you will need next is sphagnum moss and perlite. Now I like to pre-moisten the sphagnum moss and mix in a little bit of perlite to put in my containers. Lastly, you will need cuttings. Almost any kind of cuttings can work in a propagation box, and I will go over that when I show you what's inside. I want to start off with showing you the bigger size prop box. This I got at Walmart, I think, for under $7, and I prefer to use something with a clear top, but even if not, as long as it's clear enough to get some light in here. Here's the sphagnum, and when I moisten the sphagnum, I put it in the box and I sprinkle perlite and mix it all around, and then I will start adding my plants. As you can see, not everything in here is directly in the spag. I have my vanilla orchid that is doing fantastic, and it is in sphagnum in here. This is how it was shipped to me, and I just set it in here, and it's tall enough to let it grow. This is all new. This is all new, this whole little branch. Here is my variegated string of hearts that I just received not too long ago, and this is all new growth right there, the little baby growth. And this may be new too over on the right side. I don't think so though. But look at that cute little baby growth. And that just sits in the pot and remains in here. And lastly, for one of my potted little plants is type of cane begonia. I do not have an ID on this guy. He just sits in here and he's pushing out a new little leaf down there. There are a few things that I absolutely love propagating in sphagnum, and that would be begonias. Let me get in here. You can see right here, I simply take a leaf, stick it right in the moss, and it just does its thing. This is kind of hard since it's over on the edge. My apologies. But look at that, there's two right there that were started from leaf cuttings. That is a begonia bewitched. That is a begonia old blue. There's another crinkly begonia down in here. Let's see. Now, that is stuck. You can see the roots starting right at the leaf. And the little baby begonia will come right out of there. It's not ready yet, but with some more time. These ones, I need to get potted up soon. I also love propagating Hoya in sphagnum. The prop boxes work really well. Some of these, okay, here is some Carnosa compacta. Let's shake off some of the moss. Look at the roots they put out in here. This has only been in here for about a month, 3 weeks, give or take. Doing really well. Here is a Hoya cutting that I got on Facebook. I'm gonna try and put the name in for you guys. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but this is rooting very well. I think I'm gonna get this potted up in some soil very soon. Down here I have some Alsobia, getting some good roots. When you pull your plants out of the sphagnum and it doesn't just fall off, that's because it's putting out roots and the sphagnum is sticking to it. Here is a Hoya carrii cutting. I need to figure out how to better root this. I may need to stick this in water. Not everything does super great. It's all about trial and error. That's what is so fun about the prop boxes, in my opinion. I got some more Carnosa compacta in here. I have some buplocalix down there, random nodes of pothos, cebu blue, philodendron, just little nodes laying around in here. Another carrii cutting there. But this orchid is killing it in this big box. I do like to take the lid off once a day, and when I take the lid off, I just do that, let it air out. This sits in my plant room, which has a south and an east facing window. So I put this box right in the middle of the room during the day, and it gets pretty great light. If I forget to open it and air it out, I haven't had any issues yet, but you do want to let it breathe a couple times a week just so it gets some fresh airflow, mold doesn't start building, and things like that. Now, I have some Tupperware containers, and I have some recycled and repurposed materials that I like to use to propagate. And this here is an old wonton soup container from some Chinese restaurant that I've used for propagations. Here is an old tomato container that I got at the store. And these are great because they already have some ventilation, so you don't necessarily have to worry about airing them out as often. Old food container, and this, I'm excited to see how it works. This is a cupcake container from the store, and I thought if I could get all of these to root individually, you could literally just pop them out, put them in a pot, be good to go. Perfect size for a 2-3 inch pot. I thought that was great, but I've only had it in here so long, so let's see how it's doing. I'm gonna start with this. There we go. In here are some string of hearts. This was sitting down in the greenhouse downstairs, so it was getting some very bright light. That's kind of why they're extra purpley. They're not really showing up on camera as purpley, but in person they totally are. You can see some new growth right there, right there, there, right there. But you can also see some things are dying. You'll have that. Not every single propagation is going to take. There's some new growth. So I really love this idea. If they take root really well, look, you can see a little root right there. You can literally just take them off, shake out as much of the spag as you can, put some dirt in a pot, put it on top, backfill a little bit, and be good to go. And you're recycling and reusing something and giving it another life. If you look right there, you can see the root growing. And what's cool about using clear containers is you will be able to tell when they're ready to be potted up, not only by the new growth that they're pushing out, but by the roots that they're pushing downward. So another cool thing to note. In this container, I have more string of hearts. This one is just killing it. It's been in here a while. The moss has since turned green, but it is growing really, really well. And if you look around the sides, you might be able to see some roots. Maybe not. But you know they're doing something because it has pushed out a lot of new growth. This could probably be ready to pot up in another couple weeks or so. In here I have more string of hearts. This one is not taking as well. It has been knocked around a couple times, and it's in a black container. Oh man. See, this one I'm just not having good luck with. I can't even keep a hold of it. But I do put a grow lid over top of it so it does get sunlight, and I do let it air out. This one here is exciting and a lot of fun. This is an old sunset tomato container, and I have some peperomia pepper spots in here. And if you look really closely, it's putting out little pups. Gotta really get in there to look. But it is. There's some more. Not every leaf will take. This one's actually kind of dry. Now this one dries out faster because it's smaller and it does have these little holes up top for ventilation. So what I'll do is just spray this down with water really well, and I'm good to go. I'm sure most of you know you just water these propagation boxes with some mist of some kind, and keep the lid on. It holds in that humidity really well. That's why it holds it in so well. That's why you need to let it air out once in a while. But this one I find I don't have to because of the holes. Here is a Dollar Tree container filled with spag and perlite along with a ton of pearls and jade pothos. And I just sit the cuttings down in here like this. This is kind of an experiment. This one I do let air out quite often because these rot really easily, I find. Just let it sit out, get some air. This is quite a new project, so I don't see any progress on it yet. I will keep you guys updated. And lastly, but definitely not least, is my philodendron micans propagation, and this thing is killing it. I do think I have some Adansonii nodes. I think this is an Adansonii. I guess I'll have to wait till the leaf unfurls. And that's taking root in there really well. What's cool, here's a good micans cutting. I might be able to pot some of these guys up soon. Check that out. All that is root. But in the propagation box, they'll grow and they'll put off good aerial roots. If you wanted, cut it, put it in water, put it back in spag. And if you're ballsy, you could even cut it and put it right in soil, and I think it would take. The micans are doing very well up in here. See a root growing there. You can see new leaves coming out. Looking great in color. What's this? Now you do have to be careful. I also have, I think this is a Marble Queen pothos. This tip is rotting. So you do want to check your boxes, check your cuttings every so often. But right here, it's pushing out an auxiliary bud. I will come back and cut the rot off because you don't want it to spread or infect any of your other plants. This one has not taken yet. So what I'll do is I'll just find a little spot, nestle it down differently, make sure it is covered in spag. And I don't think this box needs a mist of water or anything because you can see all the condensation on the sides. This would actually probably benefit from staying open a little bit. And this was also a Dollar Tree box. Let it air out like so, and you'll be good to go. So you guys, that is everything I have in all my little propagation containers. I hope you guys found this useful or informative to some extent. I really do like finding different things that I can reuse and repurpose just to give, you know, something as simple as this another life. And you don't have to throw things out or recycle things right away. You kind of get a dual purpose, people. All these things are dual purpose. Let me know down in the comments below, do you have a propagation box? If so, what kind of plants do you like to keep in them? I really enjoy propagating begonia and Hoya. It gives it a good humid environment to get started with that root growth. Also peperomia, I enjoy propagating in spag. Some I don't. I'm trying my hand with the pothos, the pearls and jade. I honestly prefer water propagation for certain plants, especially ones like that. I would love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this content. That way I know what you guys like and what type of videos to keep putting out. Thank you guys all for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.